Ultimate, I think, right? But man, the guy's good.
Yeah.
If you don't know Dakpo, you oughta. There's the man himself.
Yeah,
big man on campus.
DFW's meta was getting started, and then all of a sudden Lightning Cam goes, and then Dakpo goes, and I'm like, oh, we have no Diddy cards.
Yeah, where did the Diddy? Well, and Dakpo wasn't even playing Diddy that much back then, right? Like he did. That was when he was starting it. But he was only like 2 or 3 months into the Diddy by the time he left. Like I know at the start of the game he was playing a lot of Luigi.
Yeah, some Pichu too.
Oh, he's got the jersey on too. He is locked in. Dakpo en serio.
Man, where's my Tiny Locator jersey?
No, buddy, I'm sorry. I've been asking for 5 years.
Oh my god.
It's not coming.
I'll do it myself.
You have to win a Shockwave before you
what?
get a jersey.
No.
The closest,
what about redemption bracket?
The closest I ever got to getting a jersey was I got like 13th at a tournament, and I was playing like super crispy. I almost beat Eclipse too, who was like PR at the time, and Trey was like, "You think you can keep playing really well?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably not." And then I didn't. But dude, if I had said yes, and then if I had gotten like 9th at the next week, he probably would have given me a jersey.
Damn.
They only go to the good players, Thrillho, not for us.
Damn.
Not for us Incineroar and Ganondorf players.
Yeah, not for us commentators.
Not for
that guy looks very familiar that Dakpo's playing against.
Yeah, I wish I could put a name to the face.
And I usually feel like I'm like, oh, I know that guy. That's Dorito Bandito.
You're the whisperer of the local scene.
Yeah, I like to think so.
I hear Rob.
Is that?
So let's see. It's obviously not Grayson, Cosmo, or Atomic. We know what those 3 look like.
Is it Zaheer? What tag is it?
Could be Zaheer.
Okay. Zaheer's been popping off.
Our Chase, by the way, just like waggled his eyebrows at us instead of just saying yes or like giving us a thumbs up like a normal person.
No,
so we just
look,
had to.
that's the Chase flair, you know.
I'm loving to see Zaheer playing with his tag misspelled in game.
Look, a lot of people might not know this, but Zaheer's on the come up. Recently getting 9th at a regional and beating like some tough names to get there too. People like Curry.
Yeah. And Curry's real darn good.
Yeah.
But
that's just how it is, you know.
I
you
mean,
pick up Rob, top 3 character arguably in the game. You know,
I would not argue that.
Good things happen.
In a world where we do not play on paper and we play this game as humans, I would agree with that assessment.
For sure.
Right now, he is going up against a formidable foe indeed in Dakpo, where, again, like, we don't really have a whole lot of Diddy left here in DFW, if any, really. So we're going to have to see if Zaheer has some answers to this, if he's able to adapt on the fly, if he already has some experience in the matchup, because while he has gotten a couple of stray hits in so far, he has not been able to find any big openings. And against Diddy Kong, that's where the matchup experience is important, because Diddy will chip away at you constantly until you drop your stock like that. And for a guy like Dakpo, it can sometimes be more than chip.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, that's, like you said, matchup knowledge. If Zaheer had been playing a Dakpo more times, you would be ready for something like that. Because you'd be like, okay, I can't be here for too long. He's going to hit me with banana. He's going to fail.
Like, you need to be able to find the opportunities to get the big openings. And that is the hardest thing to do against Diddy, because he is so mobile. He has so many potentially really safe moves when you play them optimally. Dakpo in particular has been talking about, you know, some things like back airs with momentum facing away from your opponent is basically, that's exactly what he just went for right there, right? That if you hit that back air on shield and you have momentum away from your opponent, it's virtually unpunishable.
Yeah. Basically a slingshot, but without all the, you know.
Yeah.
Doing all the inputs.
But we're not back to the lab again. Oh no!
Right there, taking Zaheer stock with that suicide rocket cannons.
Something that Dakpo is not afraid to do either, especially when he gets the sense that you're playing like very comfortably around like banana monkey flip at that mid-range, and he's like, okay, you're very wary of the grab, you're very wary of like the banana hitbox, you're looking out for this, and then suddenly 30%.
Yeah. Zaheer's not having really any answers, taking forever to take Dakpo's first stock.
And again, like, this is what I'm talking about, is that the most important piece of matchup knowledge that you need against Diddy is how to get the big openings so that you can actually get either a big combo or actually finish off the stock, because this is what Diddy will do if you're unable to find those openings. And again, what this character is the best at is avoiding being hit by those kinds of things.
Yeah, especially Dakpo's movement being very elusive, you know, can't really get a handle on him.
Diddy classic. Man, 3 stock for Dakpo in that game 1, and that is, I mean, again, like we're talking about this, like Zaheer is no pushover.
Yeah.
I mean, has had a lot of really good results recently, but matchup knowledge, especially against a character like Diddy, is just so important.
Especially for someone like Dakpo. He's very trained. He goes to a lot of tournaments, a lot of majors, where you get that Rob experience. Even if you don't go to your own region, if you go to a major, there's going to be Robs there.
Yeah.
And he's a grinder. He's over here playing with all these Robs. You know, he'll play with Atomic, he'll play with Grayson when they see each other, and you just get a feel for that character much more than the opposite.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I know Zaheer's part of UTA as well, so they got a lot of people that multi-main characters. But, I mean, Dakpo's, again.
It's a Diddy. Well, and especially being able to deal with just like the super, super good oppressive stuff, right? Like, which people would call broken. I don't know if they're broken, but they are very powerful, right? And Dakpo is like, well, I'm going to use the broken stuff over and over. Like, again, like to be a really good player, you have to have no shame. You need to do the broken stuff.
Yeah.
You need to cheat sometimes. And Dakpo is not afraid of cheating.
And we see it. We were gonna see what happens when the cheater character has banana, but nothing really happened. So.
Rob is a cheater character too. You just watch this matchup, and sometimes it doesn't look like it, because Diddy can really just stunt on Rob. Love this from Zaheer right now, though, getting off to a hot start here on Town and City with, you know, Dakpo not really having as many mix-up options available to him here. And definitely Zaheer slowing things down a little bit, where he's not trying to force a bunch of openings. But to that extent, he's also getting some more openings off of finding a couple of movement habits from Dakpo.
Yeah, and Zaheer's gonna learn quick that Dakpo has insane mash.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're gonna think you're gonna just bury him and get that stock? No.
Dude, the first time I ever heard Dakpo mash, I thought that somebody was like crushing their controller. Like I thought that like there were like buttons like clattering across the floor, but no, that's
Yeah, you're like, dang, they're working loud back there in the FX.
Yeah. Zaheer though does get that first stock.
And didn't take any of the first game, so already off to a way better start.
Needless to say, is starting to run out of fuel though and has no ledge regrab. Dakpo going for the easy breezy back air. That's no fuel left, so it is an easy breezy forward air to take that stock. We are back to an even game and just instant 41.
Jesus.
41.
That's crazy.
Might I remind you, he pressed 2 moves, which was hit you with a banana.
Look, in today's meta, that's only a little bit cheating.
That really, yeah, no, it is.
Damage is cool. How about stocks?
I should not be freaking out about 41.
Yeah.
Rob does that easier.
It's just so nice to see, though. Very refreshing. We hardly ever get to see Dakpo that much.
Again, like I love to watch some Diddy. Dakpo, man, amazing item play with this gyro too. And look at that, the pop gun cancel into the immediate. Dude, I mean, just his tech skill is out of this world.
Yeah. Zaheer trying to get himself started. You know, he did take the first stock, and so he has a different tempo now in game 2. I don't know, though. Dakpo's kind of catching back up, you know, adapting to his adaptation.
Still getting launched off stage, though. I mean, this is still a very even game. The high recovery and Zaheer not able to scoop him with the up smash either. A couple of unsafe hits on shield, though, are what have gotten Dakpo into trouble, and this should definitely be the stock. Zaheer respecting that mash, immediately going for the upper. Because, I mean, if you hear the mash, you know it's a good one.
Exactly.
Which I should mention, by the way, when you're buried, you want to stick mash. Like, just rotate the stick as quickly as possible, which is why Kirby Kid is so good at it, because he literally just turns into, like, a rotary engine.
Crazy.
But Dakpo has that on deck, too. Zaheer now playing with the lead. Aegis Reflector, but nothing off of it, because he was trying to go for the down tilt, instead got the dash attack, which then picked up the gyro. Otherwise, that could have been easy 50%.
Man, Zaheer just cannot get off the ledge at kill percent. It's both times. That's where Dakpo's getting all of his stocks, and even in the game before.
I mean, ledge trapping is a fundamental skill that works in any game. Dakpo's been playing Smash for a long time, and how about you get a taste of it with the combo into the down air right off that top platform. Yeah. That is a sudden way to end that game, but Dakpo taking it with a 2-0.
Yeah, it helps to do those combos on such a big character like Rob. You know, banana